As we go through our spiritual journey, we may find ourselves feeling very lonely, very isolated, very disconnected. We can't relate to anyone. It is like that you are speaking a language that others don't understand. You try to engage with everyone, but at some point it becomes so disappointing that and so painful that you might just stop engaging and let it go because it just doesn't feel good. It just, when that connection, that relation with others just doesn't happen. And when I think about this, and there are a couple of things that comes to my mind. First, like any other situations in life, we need to honor how we feel. We need to honor this loneliness that we feel. And then that helps us create a space, a mental space to look into it and see why we feel this way and if there is any solution to this feeling lonely. And I think the main reason that we feel that way is because we have grown out of our relationships, because we chose to go through this path of spirituality and grow. And when we grow, we can't relate to others as much as before. Even if we push ourselves to still keep going in the same kind of relationships, we know deep down that that's not working. And the reason is that most people still act from the age of 5 or 6, no matter what age they are. And that age is the age that most of our unconscious patterns are already formed. So if you look at others, you see that they are still willing to go through arguments, argue over meaningless things, and just try to prove themselves and try to be right all the time. And just all the time talk about the things that they do and the things that they have, and express somehow in a subtle way that what they have, what they do, who they are is better, more important than what you are, what you have, what you do. And that's just an unconscious way of living. Now, when we see that, we become disappointed, and there is something else happens here, which is kind of the dark side of this spiritual growth that we have had. When we grow a little bit, we kind of have less tolerance toward ignorance, and we kind of feel better, feel superior toward others. Now, that sense of superiority creates more loneliness, creates more isolation from others. And I think if we have really grown, we wouldn't have that judgment about others. We don't look at others and say, for example, oh, look at these unconscious people, they eat crap food, or they don't meditate, or they do this, they do that. So when we are really stable in our growth, then we kind of grow some acceptance toward others, and we feel more compassion toward others. Now, compassion to me is understanding our humanness, understanding that we all go through a lot in life, and each of us is going through a transformation, whether we want it or not, whether we choose it or not. We, as people who are going through a spiritual path, we consciously have chosen to go through this path, but many are not in this world maybe for this purpose in this lifetime. So having compassion toward others and accepting how they are helps us feel less lonely. We accept everyone the way they are, but we of course keep a space because we don't want to just expose ourselves to relationships where we cannot be loved or supported or even understood. So that doesn't mean, when I say acceptance or being compassionate toward others, that doesn't mean that we need to let go of our boundaries. Not at all. We accept everyone the way they are, and then we just don't want to be with them. And at the same time, we don't have any judgment. So the more you grow, the more you also have that compassion toward others, and that kind of results in feeling less isolated. What is the big sign that shows if a person is your kind of people or not? I asked this question from one of my spiritual teachers many years ago. I was asking about my intimate relationship. I wanted to know if the person that I meet is the right person for me or not. And I think it applies to all relationships. And when I asked him, how would I know that this is the right person? He said, just see how you feel about yourself after being with them. And I think this is very simple but very profound at the same time. Because if you, after being with someone, you feel some sort of like judged, misunderstood, ignored, or even kind of dismissed or even insulted, then that means that person is not going to give you the love, support, and even understanding that you deserve. And when that happens, don't be afraid to let them go. Them being in your life doesn't add anything to your life. So don't be afraid. Just let them go and know that the right relationship will come your way. Until you find the relationships that you really want, you may come across some people, or you may already have some people that are not totally aligned with your path, but they are willing to meet you in between, somewhere in between. They may not have that similar kind of way of living, but they are happy to be with you. I still have some people in my life that they are in a different path. They are living different way, but they are happy to meet with me in a common ground. So we like each other, we respect each other, and we try our best to enjoy the time that we spend together. But that doesn't mean that we are going to through the same growth and same path. And we don't want to be totally disconnected from others, because a simple connection like this, when you have that basic needs in a relationship, then that raises your vibration, that helps you feel better. So until we find our ideal relationships, we still may keep some of these relationships, and even after that. Another thing that comes to my mind about this loneliness is that sometimes we are not ready for our new relationships. And this is not about if we deserve it or not. We deserve the love and support that we want from the moment that we were born. But being in this frequency, because we are new in this new way of living, and we are still not that stable in this new path. So we are living in another frequency, and we expect to meet people who live in a different frequency, and this is not going to happen. And maybe the universe gives us the opportunity to be alone, to really figure out what we want in life, to figure out who we want to be, and to kind of be very clear about our values and take stronger steps on our path. And when that happens, our frequency changes and we meet those people in that frequency. The other sometimes is that spirituality and going through this path is, as Dr. Dispenza mentions, is just dinner conversation. And we are just gathering some knowledge, but we are not really practicing this path. And because we are not practicing, we haven't changed our frequency yet. And because we haven't changed our frequency again, we can meet the people that are not in this frequency. We meet the people like us that still not stable in this new way of living. So the stronger we become, the more stable we are in our frequency, and the more we practice the person who we want to be, then we kind of become more authentic, because now then we are able to let go of that need to be approved and loved by others. Because when we need that love and approval, we have to kind of shape ourselves in a way that others would love and approve it, and then we become inauthentic. But the more we become authentic, the more we find the people who are authentic and are capable of giving us that love and support that we long for. If we have one foot in spirituality and one foot in old patterns and we are still stuck, we don't know if we really want to go through this path or not. We are not really practicing. We are more gathering information about spirituality. Then we get to meet those kind of people who are not really that strong in their path, and they are not capable of giving us what we are asking for. Now, when you become more authentic, when you shine your light, then two things usually happen when you engage with people. There are some people who join you in your heart, and then you get engaged with them and you evolve together and you make a really blissful relationship with them. And the other thing that may happen, reaction that you may see, so don't get really shocked when you see that. Some people get scared. They have never been in an authentic relationship. They cannot take authenticity. And that's natural. That's the way life is. You don't want to be with everyone, would you? I'm sure that you have preferences. So when you become more authentic, you attract the people that are in the same frequency, and you start growing together and really enjoy that relationship. And remember, this is a process. Your growth is not going to happen overnight, and finding these kind of people won't happen overnight. But as you walk your path strongly, you're going to meet more authentic people, and you're going to form a more authentic relationship with them, where you grow together, you evolve together, and you reflect to each other's growth and authenticity, instead of reflecting to each other your old patterns of not enoughness, people pleasing, and stuff like that. When that happens, you get the taste of authentic relationships, and you are going to really enjoy those. I hope this helps in regard to finding people who are aligned with your path. Until next time.